Hey there! Ever wonder why your juicy, delicious burger is called a hamburger? Well, let's dive into the sizzling history of this iconic American dish and uncover the origins of its name. It all started in the 19th century with the German immigrants who brought their culinary traditions to America. One popular dish back in Germany was the Hamburg steak, a simple seasoned beef patty which was named after Hamburg, a large port city in Germany known for its beef. Now, fast forward to the 1900s in the United States. As the Hamburg steak grew popular in American diners and restaurants, particularly in New York and Chicago, it underwent a bit of a transformation. Street vendors and cooks started placing this seasoned beef patty between two slices of bread to make it easier for busy workers to eat on the go. This innovation was a hit. But here's the twist. While the Hamburg steak was the inspiration, people started calling this new creation a hamburger simply because it was easier to say and it stuck, partly because it was thought to have come from Hamburg and partly because it was just catchier. Interestingly, the exact origin of the hamburger as we know it today is shrouded in a bit of mystery, with several people across the US claiming to have invented the first true hamburger sandwich. From the Mench's brothers in Ohio to Louis Lasson in Connecticut, the story varies depending on who you ask. But one thing remains clear: the hamburger has become an inseparable part of American culture and cuisine. So next time you bite into a hamburger, remember you're not just tasting a mix of bun, beef and condiments. You're tasting a piece of history that traveled from German ports to American streets, evolving into the beloved burger we know today. And thanks for joining me on this tasty trip through time. If you love exploring the stories behind everyday things, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more fun facts and histories. Catch you next time.
Imagine strolling through the bustling streets of New York City in the early 1900s. Street vendors on every corner, the smell of freshly cooked food wafting through the air. Among these, one particular aroma captivates everyone: the sizzling, savory scent of sausages cooking on a grill. But why do we call them hot dogs? Let's rewind to a cooler day in 1901 at a New York Giants baseball game. Picture this. A vendor named Harry Mosley Stevens is selling these hot sausages in rolls. As the crowd cheers and the game heats up, Stevens shouts, "Get your dachshund sausages while they're red hot!" The sausages, resembling the dachshund breed of dogs, inspired the name. Enter Tad Dorgan, a sports cartoonist who is present at the game. Amused by Stevens' catchy cry and the sausage's resemblance to a dog, Dorgan sketched a cartoon of a dachshund sausage snug in a roll, but wasn't sure how to spell dachshund. Instead, he wrote, "hot dog." This cartoon was published, and soon the term hot dog became a nationwide sensation. And that, dear viewers, is how a simple street food got a name that made it a global favorite, all thanks to a quick-thinking vendor and a cartoonist's humorous interpretation. So next time you enjoy a hot dog, remember, it's more than just a snack. It's a piece of culinary history.
Hey, history buffs! Ever wondered where the quirky phrase "take it with a pinch of salt" comes from? Well, buckle up because we're diving into a tale that stretches back centuries. The story begins with one of the most influential figures in ancient Rome, Pliny the Elder. This guy wasn't just a military commander, he was also a keen naturalist and author. In his massive encyclopedia called Natural History, he mentions a recipe for an antidote to poison. Now here's where it gets spicy. Part of this antidote included a small amount of salt. Pliny suggested that if you were ever poisoned, you should take this antidote with a grain of salt. Sounds familiar, right? But how did we go from antidote recipes to not fully trusting what someone says? Fast forward to the 1600s. By then, with a grain of salt began appearing in English texts, but with a twist. It was used metaphorically to suggest taking something less seriously or with a degree of skepticism. The phrase evolved over time to "take it with a pinch of salt," possibly because a pinch is just a bit more than a grain, implying perhaps a bit more skepticism. Today, we use it when we're doubtful about the truth or accuracy of a statement. So the next time someone tells you a fact that sounds a bit off, you know what to do? Take it with a pinch of salt. This phrase isn't just a linguistic relic. It's a tiny piece of history that we use in our everyday language to sprinkle a bit of doubt. Thanks for tuning in. And remember, not everything you hear is as straightforward as it seems. Sometimes it's worth a little sprinkle of skepticism.
Hey everyone, have you ever wondered why the word nightmare sends a shiver down your spine? Today, let's dive into the chilling origins of this term that haunts our sleep. The story begins in the Old English era with the word mare. In ancient mythology, mares were not the friendly horses we think of today. They were malevolent spirits or demons thought to sit on a person's chest while they slept, bringing on bad dreams. The prefix night adds to the terror, suggesting these eerie experiences occurred in the darkness of night, when fear and superstition held strong sway over the human mind. Originally spelled as nightmare, the term evolved over centuries. The mare in nightmare was not just about any spirit, it was specifically a spirit believed to crush or oppress the sleeper. Imagine lying in bed, feeling an invisible weight pressing down on you, stifling your breath, and filling your sleep with terror. That's what our ancestors thought a nightmare involved. Scientifically, this phenomenon is known today as sleep paralysis, a condition where one wakes up unable to move, often experiencing hallucinations. It's fascinating how these old beliefs have found explanations in modern science, isn't it? So next time you use the word nightmare, remember its eerie origins and the ancient fears that coined this term. It's a small glimpse into how our ancestors tried to make sense of the mysterious world of sleep, a vital aspect of human life shrouded in mystery and sometimes fear. Thanks for watching. If you're intrigued by the histories hidden in the words we use every day, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the past. Sleep tight, and let's hope it's not a visit from the old mare tonight.
Hey, language enthusiasts! Ever wondered how the word puppy came to describe our adorable furry little friends? Let's dive into the fascinating journey of this word, packed with more twists and turns than a puppy chasing its tail. The story begins in the Middle Ages. The word puppy comes from the Old French word poupée, which meant doll or toy. This reflects how people saw puppies primarily as children's playthings, much like dolls. The term poupée is believed to have been used affectionately to refer to the playful nature of young dogs. Fast forward to the 16th century, the English picked up the term, modifying it to puppy. This change paralleled the shift in society's view of dogs, from mere playthings to beloved companions. Interestingly, the transition of puppy from Old French to English is a fantastic example of how language evolves. Words travel through cultures and times, changing in sound and sometimes meaning, much like puppy did. So, next time you see a puppy, remember you're not just looking at a pet, but a living piece of linguistic history. Isn't the journey of words just as wondrous as the words themselves? Thanks for tuning in, and keep pondering the quirks of language.
Hey everyone, have you ever wondered why those massive swirling storms are called hurricanes? Well, buckle up, because we're diving into a whirlwind of history to uncover the origins of this powerful word. The term hurricane actually comes from the Taino Native American word hurricane. The Taino people were among the original inhabitants of the Caribbean and Florida. For them, hurricane was more than just a word. It was the name of a mythical god. This deity was a fierce figure believed to control the weather, particularly the storms. Now, as Europeans arrived in the New World, they encountered these devastating storms that were unlike anything they'd seen back home. The Spanish explorers, influenced by the Taino language and culture, adopted the term into Spanish as hurricane. From there, the word evolved and spread. As English speakers came into contact with Spanish colonies and adopted many Spanish terms, hurricane turned into hurricane, the term we use today. But the plot thickens. The influence isn't just from the Taino language. Some linguists also trace parts of the word to the ancient Mayan god Junrakan, known as the one-legged. This connection highlights how deeply interconnected our linguistic and cultural histories are, woven together by the threads of countless stories and encounters. So the next time you hear about a hurricane, remember, you're not just hearing a weather forecast. You're echoing the words of ancient civilizations, encapsulating myths, gods, and a tapestry of cultural exchanges. Truly, every hurricane brings a bit of history along with its winds. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating explorations into the words we use every day. See you next time.